Okay, so you haven't dug in yet with your number one choice. I would like to know more. Come on, that's your number one, right? Tell us more about it. Why is it your number one? Is it just the life, the pulse of the city? What else?
Well, maybe it's because I left my heart in Shinjuku.
Oh, that is so dramatic. Believe me, that is so dramatic. Come on, AJ. Okay, now he has mentioned so much things about the Yamanote. So I can just imagine. Yamanote, well, we see them, we see the picture of that part of the city in what, Business Magazine, Newsweek, Asia World. Most of the time, it's featured on, well, CNN, Business News, all that stuff, because primarily that is where
the action is.
That's where the action is, economically saying. Big businessmen from different nationalities, different countries flock there to invest or to do whatever business. Okay, so there, name it, that's it. Now let's go to the other side or the other face of Tokyo. I am actually intrigued of Shitamachi. I know less of Shitamachi. I want to know why there is such difference. Well, you said earlier psychologically, and since the Yamanote is westernized, okay, it is very much influenced by the modern culture. Let's look at the traditional side of Tokyo City, the Sachi-machi.
Sachi-machi?
What's that? Sorry, Sachi-machi. Sorry. Oh.
Shitamachi.
Sorry. Okay. I got it. It's all mixed up in my mind.
I think you had too much sake, is that
right? Okay.
Is that coffee or sake?
I'm drinking coffee. Look, it's a coffee. It's a coffee with a cream.
So this is
not a sake. No. Oh yeah, he had a lot of sake, and the most flavorful he has ever tasted all his life. Right?
The sweetest one ever.
The sweetest, okay. Alright, so, well, let's go to the other side of the city.
Okay, so, Shitamachi. I've said that I left my heart in Shinjuku, but if you think about it, it's really Shitamachi, or specifically Asakusa, that I really loved in Tokyo. Asakusa is the eastern part of Tokyo, not just in terms of direction.
This is the lowlands, right?
Yeah, but also in terms of culture. So culturally, this is the east, and Yamanote is the west. Westernized. This is more eastern. This is more Zen, more Buddhist, more Asian, and I really don't understand why my friend didn't want me to go there, because when I eventually got there alone, I got to see traditional Japanese tea houses, architecture, and the real one thing I love so much about it is that while you walk on the streets in Asakusa, you can hear traditional Japanese music. This koto, they say.
Koto. In Filipino, it's like the kundiman. Yeah, they call it koto.
Yeah, it's like a guitar, but I think it's like
it's lying on the floor. Yeah.
And so you hear that as you walk. I think it's very romantic, and for a foreigner, that is very appealing and attractive. That's what drew me into Asakusa. Amazing place. I love it.
I think aside from that, it's very relaxing. Believe me, if you hear a koto, you would just like to sit down, rest, and...
Exactly. Very zen. Very zen.
Definitely.
You just hear those one-string notes like that, and there is that wonderful feeling of serenity, of tranquility that comes over you.
Okay.
And it's very relaxing, and to think that this is in the middle of one of the most dynamic and kinetic cities, as I've said before, it's just amazing to have this enclave of serenity in the middle of all that chaos.
Okay, so let's uncover the music of the Japanese. Now, people, if if you can just imagine, we have been hearing a lot of music. We have instrumentals, piano, flute. Koto is something really different. It speaks to your heart. It relaxes your mind, and it actually removes you from the physical, from the physical presence.
It's transcendental.
Yeah, that's the term, transcendental. It's more of a celestial part, right? Wherein you can eventually say, "Oh goodness, can I just bring this kind of atmosphere wherever I go?" Well, you can. You have your MP3, your iPod. Well, you can get. I'm not promoting. I don't know any producers or whatsoever. But you can just bring along the music with you, have it saved or downloaded on your iPod, and then there you go. You're off to one of the most relaxing music there is.
It's very meditative.
Yeah.
And I think it's good music to accompany you in just relaxing or while doing your yoga or something.
It's like smooth music.
Yeah. It clears your mind in a way.
Exactly. And it's like a thin air that, smoothly and...
It's rarefied.
Yeah. And one thing about the music itself is it's not only for you to relax. Don't you know that when you're listening to that kind of music, you can think clearly. Believe me, you can think clearly. If you were very anxious for the day's work, all the deadlines and all that stuff, just listen to that music. All right. So the music. What about
the food?
Oh, the food. He loves the food first.
Yeah.
Okay, the food.
If I could only have Japanese food every day, I'd probably become as big as a sumo wrestler because I'd be eating a lot. I ate a lot in Tokyo.
Yeah, and I heard you took someone's food.
Well, among other things.
Okay. So yeah, the food. Aside from falling in love with the place, the music, here comes the food, the Japanese food. All right. So what is? Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my God! Don't ask me what the names are though, because
Okay,
I'm so bad at Japanese
just
names.
give me that one food that really popped your eyes out and rumbled your tummy with. Come on, what's that?
Well, all the foods did that. But in Asakusa, I went to this traditional Japanese restaurant. So with my companion, we sat on the. Well, it's kind of like a mood restaurant, kind of mood.